All right, so here's the crystal headpiece. This is from the Fall Winter 2017 collection. No, it's from the Fall Winter 2018 collection. And there were multiple headpieces on that runway. Gucci has like so many headpieces, like I can't even keep count anymore. But I really like this one a lot. They had one where there was like a headband and it wasn't a full headpiece like this. This one is the full headpiece, but they also manufactured this in like a headband. So it was just basically a headband instead of a whole headpiece, and then it still had the like symmetrical things up to like right here. But this is like a full crystal headpiece. It reminds me of like the Black King that I am. And a lot of niggas will say like, oh, this looks very girly, this is a wig, blah, 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 blah. No, it is not very girly. Black people were birthed from kings and queens. So if you look back, the Egyptians, all the Egyptians had headpieces. Like kings and queens had headpieces. So this is just like, I feel like this is just basically exactly what it is, a crystal headpiece. Like influenced from probably, well, I think headpieces in general are influenced from Egyptians, so yeah. Now, what really made me want to get this is a $2,500 headpiece. That's expensive. But what really made me want to get this is because it just matches my bodysuit. And I think it's just really fire. Like, it's just fire. Like, if you look on my Instagram right now and see the pictures that are up, they are fire. Like, I wear this shit like, niggas can't even imagine how I wear this shit, because the way I put this shit together is just so like crazy. But anywho, let's get into this review. All right, so here's the box that it came in. It says, warning, authorized personnel only, Gucci. So obviously from the Fall Winter 2018 collection, where they had the runway show in like a surgeon's doctor's office kind of type vibe. So it's not surprising that they would use this type of boxing. I like this boxing way better than the normal boxing. This is like special edition boxing. So, and if I open it, this is how it was packaged. So it's just basically folded. And yeah, here's the tag. All right, it's basically like a tag thingy. So here's the authentication card. Oh no, here's the return thingy. So this is the like return thingy, and here's my receipt. And one last thing, here's the tag. Nothing too special about that. All right, so I'm zoomed into the front of the headpiece. So this is the front. I'm gonna come a little closer. So these are like, I would say the sizes of these crystals are fairly small, but they're not very small, and they're AB crystals. Well, they're Swarovski crystals, but they're Aurora crystals, not AB crystals. I think Aurora and AB are the same thing, I'm not sure, but basically Aurora crystals are crystals that just reflect every color. They're not like clear crystals. Clear crystals only reflect like red, blue, and yellow. Aurora crystals will reflect like all different types of colors. So it looks kind of like a reddish, greenish, purplish, pinkish right now, but that's kind of how the crystals look under subtle light. But under the flash, they look very sparkly. Like they reflect every color under flash. So basically these crystals are on like a wool knitting. So this fabric, if I zoom in some. All right, so if you can't tell, it's like a woven ivory colored fabric on here holding the crystals together. So this is like a mesh colored fabric, and it's ivory fabric, so it's very delicate. Now I haven't had too many problems with it. As long as like you be very delicate with the piece, I think it'll be fine. But yeah, the crystals are basically embroidered, and it's the lining right here. So this lining is full of crystals, and after that there's like a fringe, and it's a fringe full of crystals. And now one thing I want to say about these crystals is that they're perfectly symmetrical. So I'm definitely getting what I paid for, because niggas make crystal headpieces and just have the crystals like all over the place, and you can tell when they're not symmetrical. But this, my nigga, this is very fucking symmetrical. Like it looks like every crystal was put in the perfect spot for a reason. Like the crystals weren't just put anywhere. Like niggas, I mean whoever made this put the crystals in a perfect spot to make it look symmetrically perfect. Like I bet all of these crystals are like perfectly the same distance from each other all over the place. And it's basically like this all around. So here's the back of the hat, and it still has the lining going all the way across. Looks very shiny. Like this is not even like how sparkly it looks under the sunlight or like under mall lighting. All right, so you can see the netting like way better from back here. So this is the netting. This wool right here is the netting. And one thing that I will bring up is that at the tips right here, because the crystals hang right here, the netting is like gets very, very stretchy. So I have like little holes somewhere, and they used to bother me a lot, but they don't bother me as much anymore, if I can find it. Okay, I actually don't think they're holes, but it looks like a hole just because it fits my head way. My head is like way bigger than this, so it like stretches differently, so it looks like a hole, but I don't think it's a hole. But if you can tell right here, these sections of the knitting are like way stretchier than these, which is like not a problem because it's going to be like that since it hangs like this, but it's just something to think about when you buy certain things. Now, I don't keep this headpiece on this mannequin like this, so I really don't have any problems with it, but if I kept it on a mannequin, then it'll obviously stretch out. So I just fold it up and put it back in the box. But yeah, it's not really anything special to it. I mean, to say about it, like it speaks for itself. Another thing I will say is like, it also does not fit like this. So on me, it fits differently. I'll add some videos of it on me, but on me, you will be able to tell how it fits differently. This mannequin is like small, so it fits differently depending on how the size of your head is. So like the tips right here, these end at like probably my chin, not my back, but it does look pretty long here. Another thing that I would definitely say is that the way they put these crystals are like so fucking symmetric. So like, this is the first crystal right here, or one of the second, and then this is like the first or the second, this is second, third, fourth, fifth, blah, 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 blah. But as you can see, like this is supposed to be like, the way it was just trimmed is just perfect. Like it gets just like longer one crystal as you go. Like this is crazy. I don't know how to describe that, but like, wow. Like it's perfectly asymmetrical. And then the back is evenly cut, so it's just the perfect piece to me. It's kind of defocused, so this is like the normal sparkle shine that it has if you're not under like bright lighting. And every time you move, the crystals move. It doesn't damage easily. It is obviously a delicate piece, but like just as far as wearing it and just like turning your head and just moving or like just shaking your head, it will not break. Like you have to probably put some force on this, some abnormal force on this for it to break. So it'll definitely last forever. I'll definitely have it forever. It matches my bodysuit. I like it a lot. And even still, you can see perfectly symmetric. These crystals, perfectly symmetric. 1, 3, 2, 4, 4. Like it's just symmetric. Like they made one row going up and then they just made the rest going out like that. So it's just perfectly symmetric all over. And I wouldn't say it's thick because, I wouldn't say it's thick. These fringe crystals are thick, but they're full. So like, it's hard to explain, but like they're not thick, so you can definitely see through this when you wear it, so you can see the back of your head through this. So it's definitely not thick, but it's definitely full, if you get what I'm saying. Here's the inside of the hat. So it's hard to kind of tell, but I don't know how they put these on here, but the way they put these on here, it's crazy. Like I don't know, it's just crazy. And there's a Gucci tag on the inside, which this one doesn't annoy me, but this one annoys me because sometimes it pokes out through the back and I have to like tuck this under my head. So it says Gucci, made in Italy, fabric made in Italy. That was just a different language. But yeah, it's not really much to this. All right, and that wraps up today's review. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you enjoyed the review, make sure you subscribe. Dope content, more dope content coming up. And yeah, we're out of here.